Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I imagine most of us know the phrase, hurry up and wait. And there are times when that just applies to our life, whether we like it or not, and usually we don't. And we have to find what little patience we have. I have a little story, church version of hurry up and wait. I have here the musical settings for Noonday and Compline. And we discussed the possibility of someday, sometime, maybe doing the sung Compline here, even if only once a month and maybe only during a season, that would be a beautiful service, and how much I used to enjoy singing it in Swanee. And we found this booklet actually with difficulty, and Father Rick finally found the place that had a supply, ordered a 10-pack of them, and after a long time, far longer after they'd already collected our Epiphany money, they sent Rick one copy. And then a few weeks later, another copy.
No, I had to go back and communicate with them and tell them that they sent one, they should have sent 10, and they apologized all over themselves. We're so sorry. And then they sent out one more. At which point I gave up, quite frankly.
We're at 2 total, paid for 10, took months, and of course now with COVID, I will leave unnamed the person, the soprano, I was going to sing this, but there's this part of me, the impatient part of me, that is looking forward to singing, walking out, lighting a candle. The Lord Almighty, grant us a peaceful night and a perfect end. Amen.
Until we rehearse that.
Give me goosebumps. But it isn't going to happen today. It's probably not going to happen next week or month. And too bad for me. There's a message, though, in this frustration, is that there are other things that are similar to this. We're all anxious to resume 8 and 10 a.m. services. We're anxious to gather again as a group on Wednesday nights. I greatly prefer centering prayer, where the group assembles here in the sanctuary. We make a little circle. Of course, Spirit is powerful, and we have that connection via Zoom, but as we all know, it's not quite the same thing. This idea of making plans and then not knowing when they're going to come about is frustrating, but there's hope. I'll just throw this to you for a while. Would you like to share some of your plans that are maybe not going as well? It's a chance to vent.
It is
Rick.
a chance to vent. This is like therapy, and you guys get to be our therapists.
Exactly.
One of the things, I was actually just talking to the bishop about this the other day, one of the learnings that I have had from this COVID time of enforced Sabbath from being together is, I call it planning fatigue. I am by nature sort of a type A person, and I like to make plans, and I feel a sense of accomplishment, checking things off my list and shepherding things to completion. And when COVID hit, I had to take all of those plans that I had worked so hard on about what 2020 was going to look like for the church and put them all off to the side. But being a bear of little brain, as they would say about Winnie the Pooh, I commenced to immediately make a whole new set of plans. And that was on a Tuesday. And by Wednesday, all of the assumptions I had made on Tuesday were no longer valid, and all of those plans went into the trash. And still, I didn't quite get it. So on Wednesday, I sat down and I made a whole new series of plans, and stop me if you know where I'm going with this. By Thursday, they found themselves in the trash. After a while, I started to kind of vibrate because I was so bereft for all of these plans that I was making that were not coming to fruition. And I finally learned that, you know what? Misery is, after all, optional, and I was opting for the misery. What I think God was trying to teach me is, it's okay to have some direction, and it's even okay to make plans, but hold them loosely. Don't hold them so tight that when they don't come true, they demoralize you and they take the air out of your balloon. No, hold them loosely and know that your plans are just that. They're your plans. They're not God's plans. God has other plans. Believe me, if God didn't have other plans, I wouldn't be sitting here dressed like I am. This was not my plan 20 years ago, and yet here I am, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. So it's okay to plan. It's okay to to have a direction, and it's okay to miss the things that we can't do at the moment. But don't let the fact that those plans are on hold for a while, don't let the fact that we can't come together, don't let that just tear you up inside. Hold it loosely and know that life will get to a different place. It may not be the same place you wanted it to be, but give yourself the idea that there could actually be a better end for you.
Yeah, I'd like to also have just a little how-to on that too. That it's nice to feel good about our plans, but that good feeling can be retained even after the plan is dashed. We just sort of step back and go, there must have been something there. And I have this phrase, God is a great recycler. And when we come up with good ideas, we might not have the sense of time, but we have then been a co-creator with God, or a steward of God's creativity. And there's a value to that. And if I could even get super cosmic for a minute, I think there's huge value in envisioning the thing, even if we know it's not going to happen. Rick put a ton of energy and creative thought and effort into planning an Easter service, which was canceled at the 11th hour. And it did hurt, and we're not going to lie about that, go, doesn't bother me, when it does. But the next step then on my cosmic thing is keep picturing the good elements of that thing we're envisioning, and it is more likely to take place in the future. Even today, I am envisioning, it might only be a dozen people here, but here we are in the candlelit sanctuary, and I'm hearing that sung compline. I'm not thinking, it might not even happen until December. No, I'm envisioning it, I'm hearing the tune, and I'm connecting myself to the people that have sung exactly that chant for 13 centuries. And it is a wonderful thing right now. So I offer that to all of you. Picture yourself here in the Epiphany Sanctuary, worshiping with your friends and neighbors and your Epiphany family. And it might feel a little clumsy at first or corny. Keep doing it, because those things we envision happen sooner, better, and faster if we keep practicing the thought in our head.
Amen. All right, brothers and sisters, God bless you, God love you, we love you, be well.